Welcome to Blowing Solutions Wide Open, where we're talking about all things spiritual as well as creating new systems in the area of healthcare, government, finance, education, and new environmental practices. My name is Addie Halkin. If you think that you have things to share or any information in any of the areas I just mentioned, please feel free to email blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com, or you could put the word guests in the comment section of this video, and I'd love to talk to you and potentially have you come on this channel. If you think that you have ideas around making the planet better or helping humanity in areas that I didn't mention, that would be great too. I'd love to hear about it. And if you're not somebody that enjoys being on a podcast, but you'd love to get information, go ahead and send it through the comment section of this video. Any way you get it to me is great and very appreciated. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things if you want to see more content or you have an interest in getting alternative information out to more people. And so today I want to talk about a documentary, another one that I watched. I think I've just kind of been watching a lot of these things because it's helping me to really understand the interconnectedness of everything. And as I start to kind of piece things together, it's kind of giving me ideas around solutions and around, how we really pull this thing together and change our world because we really are in desperate need of it right now. And so this particular documentary, it was very in depth. It was very long. I'm just going to touch upon a few of the things that they talked about. They really focused a lot on the medical industry and what's going on there. So I had to write things down so I would make sure that I would remember. But um, so let me start by what I wrote down here. We have higher rates of chronic illness than any other population that has ever lived on this planet right now. Only about 5% of medical schools offer solid nutritional classes. Most doctors are not or taught next to nothing about diet in medical school. They maybe get a 2-hour class. The amount of people in the US make up around 4%, maybe a little bit more, of the world's population. But this country takes almost 60% of the world's antidepressants. The modern diet causes more death than tobacco smoke. In our culture, it is considered normal for half of our elders to have dementia, people to be chronically ill, and people to be anxious and depressed. And so my question is why? Why is that considered normal? There's so many things, especially in this industry, this medical industry, that I feel like have been normalized that are not normal. And I'm asking you, I'm begging you to step outside of what you've heard from other people, from commercials, from the medical industry, and question, is this really normal? And you do that in like an intuitive way because um, everything I just mentioned there, that's not normal to me. Chronic disease is not normal. Uh, People feeling anxious and depressed all the time, that's not normal. That's not why we came to live on planet Earth. And so, if we can kind of get out of like that hypnotic state around normalizing all these kind of things, I think we're going to be doing a lot better. Moving on. The US accounts for less than 5% of the world's population, but is responsible for nearly half of all global drug company revenues. So we are supporting these companies so much in this country, not only by our pill usage, but the stockholders. I mean, that's terrible that we are 50% of that right now. We really need to take a look at that. Americans take drugs to deal with symptoms, then drugs to deal with the side effects of those symptoms or of those pills, and then more drugs to deal with the side effects of that second set of pills. So it's a vicious cycle. And this is exactly how the medical industry wants it. They want us hooked and they want, I've talked about this before. They don't approve drugs that don't have at least 3 side effects. That is by design. That is so that we have to keep taking more and more pills. Why is that normal? I don't know. Last year, the CEOs of 13 pharmaceutical companies took home more than $1 billion of annual pay. Over the past decade, the major pharmaceutical companies have spent $747 billion to make their wealthy stockholders richer by buying back their own stocks and handing out huge dividends. The company Moderna received $1.7 billion from the US taxpayers to research the COVID-19 vaccine and billions more to distribute it to the American people. As a result, Moderna has made more than $19 billion over the last few years, and its CEO is worth over $6 billion. What is Moderna doing to reward the taxpayers now? Well, they plan to raise the price of the COVID-19 shot by 400%. This vaccine costs $2.85 to manufacture, and they will soon be charging $138 for it. Yet the CEO of that company has a $1 billion golden parachute set aside for him when he leaves. Big Pharma is not only affecting people's behavior, but they are massively affecting the information that doctors and people are getting. One of the ways that they are doing this is by talking about future illnesses to come to prime people towards new medications that they will eventually release. We have even gotten numb to the commercials. Um, they're ridiculous. They go over every possible side effect that one could have on these pills, and sometimes it's death. And the funniest ones of all are like, antidepressant pills that could increase suicidal thoughts. I mean, again, why is that normal? That is so far from normal in my mind, but this is what we've come to. I think we all kind of know it. And the good news is that I know there's multiple networks now of doctors that have walked away from the medical industry, and I applaud them. I respect them. I know that couldn't have been an easy decision to make. They have invested a lot in medical school. They're really hammered with a lot of this information, and it's probably hard to kind of get rid of a lot of what they've been told. And I'm sure they receive scrutiny for doing, the right thing. And um, I just couldn't respect it any more than I do. And one of those alliances that I'm aware of, it's called Alliance for Health. It's been around about 20 years. And I believe this is a group of doctors that walked away from the medical industry, or um, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what has happened with this one. And they say that they're taking an ecological approach to health. And I love seeing that because it means that these doctors and whomever's running this alliance recognize that our health is going down the tubes, and a lot of that has to do with our screwed up ecological systems and the environment. And that's something that the medical industry doesn't seem to really acknowledge or even take an approach from, which I think is insane. And so they're already ahead of the current medical system. They say that their approach prioritizes non-pharmaceutical approaches. And one of their theories is that they're taking a disease management system, which is our current medical system, and they're turning theirs into a health creation system. That sounds much better to me than disease management. And they believe that people need to be empowered and informed. And so this is just one of, I think, many things happening around people walking away from our current medical system. I do encourage you to go research that one, or if you know of another kind of alternative healthcare system out there, please leave it in the comment section. I'd love to hear about it. I know that, again, I know that there are thousands of doctors that have walked away, and I hope to see thousands more walk away. Not because I want to completely abolish the Western medical system. I do think it does a little bit of good, but it's not normal. It's not helping, and it's gotten way out of control, and we're never going to be able to fight the medical system. We're going to have to walk away. We're going to have to pull our business. And I think we're going to be a lot happier if we do. And I know it's a little tricky because of the way that our insurances are set up now. But I will say this, you may not be covered in one of these alternative medical situations, or you may. I think they're all different, but keep in mind that even if you have to put a little bit more up front, in the big picture, when you're working with an alternative medical person, typically, if they're normal, they care about helping you. They care about things that work. The current medical system cares about keeping you hooked on pills and hooked on, lifelong customer. And I'm not going after doctors, and I'm not going after, although maybe a few doctors aren't so good, but I'm not going after the people that work in that industry because I know that they're generally just doing what they're taught. I don't understand that why they wouldn't question what they're taught, but they're doing the best they can. It is ultimately those people running the hospitals, running, or, I should say, in charge of the hospitals, in charge of the pharmaceuticals, in charge of the vaccine industry. Those are the ones that are really calling the shots on everything. And those are the ones that don't care, really don't care about your health. So in the long run, going with an alternative practitioner or an alternative doctor network may cost you less. And I think you're probably going to be a lot happier. So anyway, there's a lot of alternatives out there right now. Again, I only know what I know. Please leave what you know in the comment section of this video. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you on another video. Take care, guys.